It is some wicked weather in other parts of the country.
It is. I don't know if you guys know this about me. I am deathly scared of lightning.
Really?
As a meteorologist, it's weird, but I walk outside like this. My wife makes fun of me. I will not use the shower, the toilet, the sink if it's lightning.
Wow.
Scared of it. So that video is more than frightening, Russ Mitchell. I'm going to have nightmares tonight. You just need to take it seriously, right? But here's the deal. You're right. It has been very active parts of the country. Down in the deep south, that's where most of the action has been over the last 2 days, with not just flooding, but the tornadoes and severe weather. And now it all turns to out west. I'll explain that in a second. But for us here locally, we've had our own action. Lots of rain today. Your rush hour forecast tomorrow will have sunshine to start. How about that? Might need the sunglasses tomorrow morning. We're in the 30s, though. Gone are the 50s and 60s. And then by evening, we deal with this scattered rain and snow around here. Temperatures are going to be right in between, and I mean right in between really over the next 10 days, where we don't lean completely rain, completely snow. And it's just going to be kind of this hodgepodge as we go into the steady pattern of upper 30s and low 40s. But tomorrow we have a good idea on how it's going to pan out. Look at the cooler air moving in now. We were in the 50s earlier. We're down to the 30s, still hanging on to some of the warmer air closer to the cold front. But that cool air continues to filter in from the north and west. This is just average, but temperatures upper 20s, 30s. This continues to filter in behind that front. And that front continues to kind of spiral out back towards the Chicago area, as you see. And versus 24 hours ago, we have the sharpest change. So if you're looking for the most dramatic temperature drop in the eastern half of the country, right here in Cleveland, Ohio, versus yesterday at this time. Lots of rain today. We mentioned this earlier, anywhere from 1.5 inches to 2.5 inches, even some 3-inch tallies in spots over the last 2 days. So we are waterlogged, but we needed every drop as we've been very dry since late fall. The rain is now gone. And we now turn towards the west. Out towards the west, we've got a little bit of rain and snow back towards Chicago. It's mainly snow once you get in the core of that cold air. This is how tomorrow's going to go. Clouds will increase after that morning start. We'll start with some rain showers around here, then eventually bring in the snow showers as temperatures drop. I mentioned the action out towards the west. This is national news. This will make big news the next couple days. They've got nailed out west. This system in particular is a big one for California. There's wind energy with this. They had an 80-mile-per-hour gust in Marin County, just north and east of San Francisco. They've got flooding rains with this. The mountains expecting anywhere from 4 to 5 more feet of snow on top of the 4 to 5 feet last week. Look at the drought. This was all painted the extensive and the extreme drought, and we are now getting rid of it out west. This is great for them, but it's a little too much in a hurry. But that system eventually comes out towards the east. But we'll talk about that in a second. Let's go near term now. National Zymer hour-by-hour forecast. There's your sun peaks in the morning. We start to increase the clouds. It's going to have that winter-like cold sky feel as we get into the afternoon. Eventually, we'll have some showers dotting the radar. We're in the 40s tomorrow, so not bad. But then as that colder air filters in, 9, 10 o'clock, rain will start to change over to some wet snow. And then we're dealing with just clouds and periodic snow showers on Friday. Much cooler, will be in the 30s. Not expecting a lot of accumulation, if any, from this. Doesn't look to be too big of a deal. So where do we go from there? This system kind of spirals by. Watch this pattern, though. All the systems out west kind of come out in the east, and there's not a whole lot going on with it. You notice Saturday, this is that system we've been watching. Does it become a stronger low or not? Right now, we're going to paint some rain and snow showers in here late Saturday as that kind of clips by, but not a big deal with that. And then looking forward to next week. Little systems by to the north, not a lot with that, and another one after that. So not a lot of snow here locally. We'll keep an eye on later next week. That's when things get interesting. But until then, your Union Home Mortgage 10-day forecast has us steady as she goes in the 40s and upper 30s. Again, some rain and snow chances this weekend. Doesn't look to be too impactful. And then next week, we'll keep an eye on a potential temperature drop. But overall, the more days we get on without a snowstorm around here, the closer we are to spring, Russ.
Yeah, things have actually looked a lot worse this time of year.
They really have. Not yet, so we're good.
Sounds good. Thank you, Matt.